Look, it's a bird.
No, it's a plane.
Why do you always say it's not a bird? It is a bird. You always argue.
This is the worst date ever.
Superman, the icon, the man, the super. People know him by many names, and his story has been retold and adapted time and time again through generations with many comics, television shows, and movies in his pants. Underwear? So it only felt natural that he'd cross over into the field of video games. Sup or Man has been the subject of a lot of video games all the way from the Atari 2600 up until the modern console generation with Injustice Gods Among Us. However, one game in particular lives in infamy on the internet. People have hailed it as one of the worst games ever. Oh, cat. Okay. People have hailed it as one of the worst games ever, some even considering it worse than E.T. Now, to get a reputation like that, it has to be bad, with bad controls, poor collision detection, and just all around, it's just poorly executed. Other reviewers have tackled the game, but they rarely show much of the game beyond those first few ring levels. And admittedly, yes, they are frustrating, but there is so much more to this game. Let's dive right in and show why people hate Superman 64. First and foremost, the game isn't actually called Superman 64. It is called Superman The New Adventures, and was actually based on the Superman animated series at the time. Superman The New Adventures. Superman The New Adventures! So you gotta watch that to be familiar with some of these characters that appear later in the game. Superman's New Adventures. I much prefer Superman's Old Adventures. This menu's pretty straightforward. I practiced a little bit, checked out some of the options, and then got ready to start the main game. I'm gonna go with normal mode, because hey, I suck too much at games to go into the game blind on the hardest difficulty. You gotta start off in the kiddie pool before you can swim with the sharks. You also get this neato burrito biography of each of the characters.
In short time, your fate will be sealed, Superman.
So you click new game, and Lex Luthor tells you that you will never find your friends in this virtual world. There they are. I found them. They're right there. I win, give me $1. So the story is something along the lines of Lex Luthor creating a virtual version of Metropolis, managing to trap Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and Professor Hamilton within it. Superman enters the portal into the virtual world, a virtual world run by Windows Vista. Oh snap! Where Luthor tells him that he must fly through his maze of rings scattered across virtual Metropolis, and Superman is just all like, yeah, sounds about right. Because when I think Superman, I think flying through rings. Am I right? Am I left? Oh, you like these? Do you like these rings? Do you like these rings here? Well, you better get used to it, because that's what you're gonna be doing for the next 23 hours! You can miss a total of 3 rings and still be able to complete the stage. If you miss more than 3, then Lex wins, and you have to start all over again. When you get a ring, it makes this sound. When you miss a ring, it makes this sound. During this time, I honestly had the most fun wandering off and exploring, because if I didn't, I would quite honestly blow my brains out. You know, just psh.
Is it supposed to be smoking like that?
Ah! I cannot overstate enough that these ring levels are pure torture, especially when you get to the later stages where you cannot afford to miss any rings and they move and you can't get them. This one ring here caused me the most pain, and I'm really trying to get this ring. Damn it, fucking hell, this is ridiculous. This game has more rings than Sonic the freaking Hedge Dude.
That was almost too easy.
Shut up, Sonic, I hate you, gosh! Having this game be set in virtual reality would certainly explain the crappy graphics. Oh no, we weren't too lazy to construct buildings. It's virtual reality. Yeah. Now, you may notice the low draw distance. Well, that is because of a thing that the creators refer to as kryptonite fog. It's like when you have a bad computer that can't process much, so you gotta do your Minecraft Let's Plays on the lowest settings. Low settings, low subscribers. Like, comment, and subscribe. So I hope you like green, because green is all to be seen. And these ride stages are most of the game. I'm willing to say that they are about 90% of the game. It literally goes ride stage, normal stage, ride stage, normal stage, ride stage, normal stage, ride stage, normal stage, ride stage, normal stage. After the ring segment of the ride stages, some instructions pop on the screen for less than a few seconds, and then you have under 6 seconds to do what they said. Why? Why couldn't you just leave it on screen for a little longer? This is unacceptable! Everything about this is so unfinished. To me, N64 graphics were always Nintendo's awkward teenage years, the puberty of gaming, where all your pimples are clear to the world, and you can't talk to girls, not to mention that she already has a boyfriend, and you just made it more awkward by asking her out. I'm sorry, Sally! Where was I? Oh yeah, if you attempt to fly straight up or toward the edge of the map, you get this message from Lex saying, "You're trapped in my world!" as he chuckles and remembers a good joke he heard earlier that day. That was a good one. What is this? Is this supposed to be a police department? It is a literal arch. That's all it is. It is an arch. Who looks at this thing and thinks, yes, police department. That's what that is. All I can say about these early ring stages is that they are short and unsatisfying, which coincidentally is what my ex-girlfriend used to call me. Wait, no! Beating these Shadow Men takes a while. It's just so much easier to fly straight into them. Seriously, you just whoosh, and they're dead. But good luck trying to fly into them, as Superman is difficult to steer. They started working on this game in 1996. You can see the project was actually quite ambitious, and the creators at Titus— Hey, get that out of here! Titus, or Titus, who developed the game, stated that the main two reasons the final game didn't turn out that good was down to the limitations of the technology and the licensor who partly screwed them over. But I'll get a little bit more into that later. This game, just like E.T., was also likely rushed to release due to the Superman cartoon ending in 1999, the same year this game came out. Sonic 06, E.T. for the Atari, and Superman 64 seem to share having rushed release schedules in common. I think I'm starting to see a pattern here in these bad games. If you look to your left, you can see that none of Metropolis's buildings have doors, because the people in the city don't believe in doors. Doors are witchcraft. So after you go through countless rings and save however many virtual people, you get to the first real stage, the Metropolis Water Dam Station. Damn, couldn't they have just called it Dam? First boss, Marla. And you probably have no idea who this is unless you've seen the animated show, Superman the Super Duper Adventures of Super, the animated series. After punching up Marla a bit, she tells you that she's rigged the dam with explosives. Now, one thing that's immediately apparent in the game once you get to this stage, even if you're not looking for them, are glitches. Glitches that make you stuck in walls, that make enemies go through the floor, that make the level impossible to finish. Yeah, it's that bad. Not to mention everything explodes in this game. Want some Explodo cereal robot dude? There's an explosion in every bite. Yeah, check out this cute little electric eel here. He's so adorable. He's so cute, just swimming around, just swimming. Seems relatively harmless.
Oh, hey look, a sweet innocent sea creature. Time to drain the water.
No, Superman, you just killed an endangered species.
I don't give a damn.
Why does Lex want to make Superman fly through rings anyway? For his amusement? Why? It makes no sense. Nothing about this plot makes sense. Rings, virtual reality, rings! Then why do the people matter? They're virtual people. Why do the bad guys trap themselves in the virtual reality? Are they virtual bad guys or are they the real bad guys? I'm going insane!
Don't worry, ma'am. I'll take your baby and throw it into the nearest building. Why? Fuck you, that's why.
Did Superman just throw a baby stroller at that building? Yeah, that was weird.
If you turn the camera around, you can see Superman always has this smug look on his face.
Yes, what? Cheerio. Just flying through a couple of rings today, nothing fancy, quite right. Very yes.
Let's go. So you start off the stage, read a note, and go through these elevators one by one. Sometimes you have to beat all of the enemies in an area to continue, and sometimes you don't. A word puzzle? They make you do a word puzzle? Why does everything have to be timed in this game? Why are you only given like a minute to complete everything?
Screw this game's unrealistic expectations on the player.
Seriously. If you beat the boss and read all the notes, you are treated to a cutscene of Superman flying out of the window and getting stuck on the backdrop. That is literally a picture of a city sitting a few feet away from the building. Just a picture. Virtual reality has a long way to go. Oculus Rift, eat your heart out. Stage 3, the warehouse. We're halfway there. Not even close. I'm gonna sum up the warehouse level as best I can. Run through the warehouse. Meet up with Lois Lane. Assumably the real Lois Lane seen here standing in the swirly vortex from Austin Powers. Take out some dark shadows. Grab keycard on the stairs. Activate Zone 3. Go to Zone 3. Disable Kryptonite Barrier. Free Lois Lane. Fight Metallo till he flees. Meet up with Lois Lane. She gets kidnapped again. Go to Zone 2. Find out that Lexo Scale 5000 robots are being mass-produced at LexCorp. Go to Zone 4. Disable them. Go back to Zone 2. Place boxes on light panels to free Lois Lane again. And then escort her back to the beginning of the stage, freezing her along the way to make sure that she doesn't kill herself, and then defeat Metallo, ending the level. Hey guys, this has been part 1 of a 2-part video. This video took a while to make, so it'd be very much appreciated if you could give it a like, a favorite, a share, a hug, a kiss, I don't know, what are YouTubers doing these days? Oh gosh, that's disgusting! How do you people sleep at night? Anyway, part 2 will be coming very shortly. I promise! By the way, have you checked out Gamer Galaxy yet? Check it out, it's absolutely free, your money back guaranteed. Screw you, door, you're a curse on this house!